about how I won my Facebook grant, like how they chose me, and to take you through step by step of the process from the research phase of the process all the way to the date that I received the deposit. So this is part two of this series. And so if you have not checked out part one, I encourage you to do so, to go check out that video. A lot of great information, a lot of gems that I provided over there as well. And this is part two. Okay. So come on in, entrepreneurs, small business owners. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from. Do give this a thumbs up. Do share out this video. Do subscribe if you have not subscribed already. There are so many entrepreneurs and small business owners that are still struggling out there. So I want to show you how to get money, free money, right? So I want to show you how to get free money for your business, just like I've been able to do, and how I've been able to help over 1,000 entrepreneurs and small businesses secure funding for their business as well. And so that you set yourself up for success, it's good that you see a model of how I was able to do it. Okay. We all need a model. So I'm here to model for you as to how I won the Facebook grant. And I know some of you all, I shared this grant when it first came out. Before it actually came out, I shared it with you. So I know a lot of you all have already applied. You may have won, or you may still be in waiting, because I know a lot of you all has asked questions about it. If you have applied for this grant, let me know in the comments as well as to what your status is. If you're still trying to figure out your status, please let me know in the comments. This is for you, whether or not you apply for the Facebook grant. This is for you if you want free money for your business. If you are ready to take action and make getting money for your business a priority, this is for you. Now, in the first series that I did, the focus of my talk was a three-part phase that I went through and that you can expect to go through in your grant journey. So I covered the research phase. So before I can apply, you have to know, where do you find these grants, right? How do you learn about them, right? So I went through that process of how I found out about the Facebook grant so that I could apply for it. Then the step two of that process was to talk about the application itself and that process. So once I found the grant, there was a process you have to go through. Then you have to apply, right? You have to know what the qualifications are, if you meet the eligibility requirements, and know what their application process is, right? Because again, every grant is different. The requirements of the grantors and what they put together are different. So there were some uniquenesses for this Facebook grant that are unique to Facebook that didn't apply to other grants that I applied for. But there's a lot of similarities in it. So know that there will be uniquenesses in it. So I went through how I applied that entire process through the submission. Okay. And then the third step in the part one series that I covered was the wait. Okay. So that's hard for a lot of people. You may not know, but that is hard for a lot of people to wait, to have patience, because this grant took 3 months. Some of you all think that you apply and the next day you're going to hear something, and the next week or the next week. And sometimes it's a month, it's 2 months, it's 3 months, or it could be more. So for this particular grant from Facebook, was 3 months from the time I applied to the time I got it. Okay. And for me, it was not a problem because I've been through this before. Look, you don't have control over what they do. You have control over what you do. So just make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, right? So we always want to hold other people accountable, right? We want to hold these grantors accountable, but are we holding ourselves accountable to do what we say that we're going to do, right? Or doing what we need to do in order to win this free money? Right? So if you're ready to win free money for your business, to get grants for your business, please let me know in the comments. Okay. So again, I'm talking about the Facebook grant win. I'm so excited about it, but even more than that, I'm excited for you to get grants for your business. So in part two, I'm going to talk about two things: the follow up and the follow through. This is so important. The follow up and the follow through. Because, like I said, I did the research, I applied, there was a waiting period, right? What am I waiting for? I'm waiting to hear back from Facebook, or I'm waiting to hear back from the companies that they partnered with to administer this program. Okay. So it's not Facebook. Facebook is not sending the emails, right? But these companies, right, many of them, especially if they're corporate companies, they partner with other organizations or companies to really administer the program, because it's a lot of work to put on these programs, right? Understand that thousands of businesses apply for this grant, okay? And they are looking to award 10,000 grants for this particular one. Now, this particular one, they have done like 3 or 4 at this point. They probably will do more, but this one was for Black-owned businesses, okay? And so they will be awarding at least 10,000 in the round. So it's a process, okay? To get through all those, they have to process like the first ones, a batch here, then they process the next batch and the next batch. Accenture and Submittable are the main ones that were tasked with administering the grant for this particular grant program. Okay, so I'm waiting for the email. Okay, and I'm looking out for it on a daily basis, because again, I may getting money my priority every day, right? When I'm applying, if I'm monitoring, because I track all of the grants that I apply for. So I'm just looking, not anxiously, but I'm eager, because I already have it set in my mind I'm going to win it, right? So I'm just waiting for that email to come through on whatever that next step is, because I just don't know what the next step is, because the next step for this grant may not be what the next step is for another grant. So I waited for the next steps. And like I said in the last video, when I applied, the next thing that I heard was from Submittable saying that they needed information. They needed corrected information. Okay. So that was part of the follow up. If they're asking you for additional information or for you to correct something and you don't do it, you're out of the running for whatever that thing is. And for this particular grant, it's a 2-part grant. It's a $4,000 grant. It's $2,500 in cash and $1,500 in ad credits. So they were processed separately, but to get the ad credits, you actually have to win the grant, right? You have to win the grant to get the ad credits. But if you opted in, and you had to have opted in, and if you opted in and you didn't provide your correct account information, well, you would not get it. So they asked me to correct my information. My Facebook and Instagram are connected in order to get the ad credits, and for them to send it out to me, they had to be able to verify my account. Okay, and throughout this entire process, they are verifying everything. So imagine verifying for thousands of businesses that have submitted an application. That takes time. So they did that. So I was monitoring my email. I always tell you all, monitor your inbox and monitor your spam. A lot of you all miss out because you do not check your spam folders. Everything won't hit your inbox. Sometimes it will hit your spam folder. And if you're not paying attention, you would have lost out on the grant, because by the time you found out about it, the time has lapsed. The deadline has passed. Okay. And so they asked me to submit corrected information. They sent me an email. And I did. And they gave me step-by-step instructions on where to go for each ID. They needed 3 IDs. I said that in the last one. And then I had to get it back to them by October the 21st. Do you think I waited? No, I did not. As soon as they sent me that email, as soon as time possible, I started working on providing that information. And I went through it thoroughly, very carefully, to make sure I was understanding the information that they were giving me, that I was going to the right places to get the particular IDs they wanted, because they wanted 3 separate IDs. They needed my business manager ID, they needed my business page ID, and I think they needed my ad account ID. but they needed 3 separate IDs, and all of those accounts have an ID number. So I did that, and then guess what? I waited. Okay, I waited to the next email. So again, they sent that email, and the deadline was October the 21st. Okay, so they gave you like 5 days to do it. So I did it the same day, and I just waited. And then when I talk about the follow-up, so I waited till I got another email, and then guess what? It took them maybe another month. On November the 16th, I received an email from Submittable. Again, they are partnered with Facebook to administer this grant program, and they're the ones processing and doing the communication of the status, right? Submittable is the platform in which your application was submitted, that you can actually continue to go in and track the status of your application. And all the correspondences are in there. Any additional information you might have provided are all in that application area. So basically, you can say you have a back office. Okay. So they provided me with an email. So I'm going to right now try to show you this email. And I'm going to put it in screen. Okay, so you can see it. Okay, so I'm sure you might not be able to read it, but you can see what it looks like. So for some of you all that have asked, okay, I've been waiting. They asked me to correct some information, and I haven't heard anything back since. Again, it's a process, right? So understand, you may not have applied when I applied. I applied the first day that they opened up the grant. Okay, so I applied the first day. But let me just go through this really quickly. So it came in through Submittable, so you can see on the screen what it will look like. And it's addressing your name. And it's telling me that there's action required. It's in all caps. Action required by 1120 Facebook Small Business Grant Program. Okay. So I got excited. I'm like excited. Okay, what is this? Right? So it's basically telling me you have been selected as a potential recipient of a grant award. Okay, let's stop right there, because you're going to get to a step. You may get to a step where it tells you you have been selected as a potential recipient. That means based on the information you provided, you are selected to be a recipient, but only if you follow through with the next step. This is where people get messed up. Oh yeah, they selected me, but I didn't move to the next step, or I didn't have what they asked for in the next step. Okay, so you have to follow up and you have to follow through. So they told me I was a potential recipient, and I'm like so excited, right? For the Facebook Small Business Grant Program for Black-owned businesses. And it's telling me in order to remain eligible to receive the grant, okay, again, in order to remain eligible to receive the grant, I must follow all instructions in this email they're giving me. And I need to submit all the required documentation by the date that they have in here, which was November the 20th at 9 p.m. So they're giving me a date and a time that is cut off, that they've already set up their systems, that if I do not have this information in, it's a wrap. And I'm not getting it. So do you think I sat on that? No. I immediately went to reviewing what they were asking for, again, to make sure I understand. That is key, because so many people miss out on grants simply because they do not follow instructions. They have not read through thoroughly through the instructions. So I made sure I read through all of these instructions that they gave me. They also note in here, failure to follow all instructions in this email, including signing and submitting all required documentation within a specific time, will result in you not receiving your grant award. Okay? So you see how important that is. It may seem small and people often overlook it. You got real excited, but you have to follow up and follow through and by the deadline that they have provided for you. And so I, of course, met the deadline. So let me tell you what they said or what they asked for. So it says actions you must take to receive the grant. Two things for this particular grant that they asked for. And this is where I said that for each grant, they will require different things. For this one, and every grant that I've applied for, and you most likely you will apply for if you want to get your money, because most do not send checks. Sometimes they do, but 90% of the time they do not. They will send you, they will do a wire transfer or direct deposit into your bank account. So one of the things they asked for was my banking information. Believe it or not, many people don't get grants because of this one thing. They don't have a bank account. They don't have a business bank account, and their account does not have their business name, and your business name the name on the account must match your business name. So whatever they're asking for. So my business is She Boss Talk. She Boss Talk needs to be on the bank account, because they need to verify that you are the person authorized to receive funds in that bank account. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'm happy to circle back, but this is so important. I cannot tell you how many people have lost out on grants because of this. And there was one of my peers actually lost out on a grant because she changed her bank account information that she gave the grantors before they deposited her money, and then lost out on the funds. Do not change any of your business information while you're applying for grants. Okay, that is so key. So they asked for banking information. The second thing they asked for was an affidavit. Now, this is an affidavit that they asked for me to certify again that the information that I said, like I'm a business, like I am confirming I have a legitimate business, that I meet all of the eligibility requirements, that I will follow through with any additional requests that they ask for, even for promotional purposes. So you will see requests like that. That's why they sometimes ask you for your photo. They'll have you sign a statement saying that they have a right to use your name and your photo for promotional purposes when you're applying for grants. And if you win it, that's good for you, because that means you're connected to the grantor, Facebook, which is well known around the world, which is going to give your business more visibility. But some people, get stuck on that because they're like, oh, they're asking me for they're going to take ownership of my thing. No. If you give them a photo, they now own the copy that you gave them, and they have rights to use it to promote the fact that you've been a awardee of their grant program. Okay. So let me take that off of screen and come back on screen now. So that I just put that on the screen to show you what that looks like for those of you that are still out there and you're like, okay, I haven't received anything yet. Look for a email that looks like that has that banner on there with say Facebook. It will be in all caps that says action required. That means you must take action, and swift action. And I always say, don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, don't delay, because while you're delaying, somebody else would have swooped in and taken your money, because they're going to keep rolling with the program, and people don't understand that. If you don't submit your information, the next one in line that has their information together and everything that they ask for is the one that is going to get the money. Okay, so the last thing in that email that they asked for was regarding the ad credits, right? So I reviewed that. I had already submitted that information that they had requested before that was due by that October 21st date. So all I really had to do was one, read through and then follow up, right? And then I had to log back into the system, the application system, find my application again, and thoroughly reviewing it to make sure you have everything right, that you're going in the right place, that you're finding the right thing that they're asking you in that step of the process. That is so important. And then I make sure that in that section of the platform that it was marked complete. Okay. And then I take screenshots, by the way. I mean, you don't have to, but I do, because I've been in situations before and things happen and they may have said they didn't get it or whatever the case may be. I can always show that my information was submitted. Okay. Because it clearly says it and I have a screenshot. I had to do that with one of my other grant applications. And that actually saved my application because I had originally been denied and I have proof that I did what I was asked and then I wound up winning it in the end. Okay. That's why documentation is so important, that you're tracking it all the way around, right? And saving every single email. I have files in my email that I file these away for every single grant. So I can make sure that I'm following up through the whole entire process. Okay. So they asked me for that information. That was in November. I gave it to them and then I waited. Okay. Again, patience is a virtue, because there's some people real upset by the fact that they've had to wait this long. And I understand it's a challenging time. We all need money, but the process is what it is. I will wait to get my money. Okay. So while I'm waiting on this one, I'm applying for more. Okay. And so should you. It's not just, you're not applying for just one grant, but you don't have control over that. Do what you have control over. So that was in November. Okay. So I provided the affidavit. I gave them the banking information. And then I believe it took maybe a week for me to see the actual deposit in my account. And I received, so I didn't get another follow-up email. That was the email. That's the award email. That's the award email as long as you follow through with the next step. And then the next step is giving them the information to verify your bank account, giving them the affidavit, and then they deposit your money. So then they deposited my money in my bank. I have alerts set up for them to send me notifications. Anytime I get a deposit, I got a notification. And I was like, oh, there it is. And so it will show up as a deposit from Submittable. So again, I said Submittable is the partner who is really helping to facilitate this whole process. They're the ones managing your applications and sending you out these email correspondence. And they will be the ones that will be actually making the deposit in your account. Okay. And so they deposited that, I told you, it's two parts. $2,500 cash was deposited into my account. And I'm so excited about it. Okay. So right now, the only thing I'm waiting on is the ad credit. Okay. So I won the cash. It's been deposited. I told you back in October, I corrected my information for the ad credits. I'm just now monitoring, okay, for deposit of the ad credits. And so once I get that, then I will come back on with the part 3 and then take you through that whole process, because it's 2 parts. Okay. Because I'm excited about that. I really wanted that part of it, because a lot of people didn't understand this grant, and you may not understand it. So hopefully I'm clarifying it for you. Is that it's 2 parts to this grant, and the ad credits you had to have opted in. So I'm still waiting on that. When I get it, for sure you're going to hear about it, because I'm excited to get it. We do Facebook ads, and $1,500 in Facebook ads is a lot. And it can go a long way, especially if you have someone, or you or someone on your team knows how to effectively do Facebook ads. Okay. So if you have questions, I see you all out there. Yes. Okay. So I see you all out there. So what I want you to do is, again, if you have not already, if you don't know about the resources we have available, I just want to walk through them with you, because it's really important, because I get so many of you saying, how do I get grants? All types of business owners email me, message me every single day. I think I responded to 50 messages yesterday in my Facebook Messenger, because I was referred in a Facebook group to business owners that need help. It's so many businesses that need financial help right now. So I'm here to provide the resources to you. We have a online grant tracker where I have hundreds of grants that are on there, national, international grants, pitch competitions, scholarships, fellowships, free money on there. Federal programs are on there. State is on there, state grant programs. There are so many grants in your local geographic area that a lot of you all are not taking advantage of. There are grants coming out. I spoke on it in one of my last videos. Big, huge, multi-million-dollar grant funds for small businesses because it's part of the CARES Act and is one of the ways that they are helping for COVID relief, and they must use the money before December 31st. So the money is out there. I don't track at the county and city level. Some are on there, right? At the county, some may be on there, but there's too many to put all of them on the tracker. But use the tracker, bookmark it, save it, bookmark it, and use that as your reference guide to proactively seek out grants every single week. Okay, because every day new grants are coming online, right? And I can't even put all of them on there. But major ones that we come across, we make sure that they are on the tracker. So we've done the heavy lifting for you because a lot of you all say, I can't find grants. I don't know where the grants are. It's probably even some of you in the comments now saying, well, where can I find a grant like in my state? Go to the tracker and see if your state is on there. If your state is on there, that doesn't mean there's not a grant in your state. These are grants that may be at the state government level. You will see tips on organizations that you should be seeking out grant opportunities with. You should be calling them, emailing them, asking them what they have available to help you in your small business. Again, you have to be intentional and proactive. You can't be passive. You have to be your own advocate, right? So I can educate you, give you the resources and tools, but I can't make you take action. So I'm giving you resources that are going to help you in the application process and help you win it. I want to help you win a grant, but I can't guarantee it because I don't know what you're doing. I know what I do every day. I know that I'm intentional, that I dedicate time every single day to this. So you should decide what time you're going to carve out of your day or your week. It could just be 1 week or 1 day a week that you set aside that this is my grant day. I'm not taking any meetings. I'm not doing this or that. This is going to be the day that I focus on grants. Or you can block off hours. These are going to be the hours, early morning, late evening, that all I'm going to do is focus on getting free money for my business. You know, you have to do it because there are billions of dollars out there available for small business. And I want you all to be able to get access to that money. Okay. So that's going to be important. We also have the winning grant application cheat sheet and checklist. I put this together because, okay, we solved the problem. You couldn't find them. We've created the grant tracker. Then you're like, well, how do I apply? Right? How do I make sure I'm eligible? How do I stand out amongst the competition that's out there? Because there is competition, right? So how do I make sure I'm submitting a winning grant application? So I put all my tips and tricks in there, all my insider tips on what I do to win grants for my business. And I've won over $50,000 in a few months from my business, and I've helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs and small business owners win, at this point, well over $1 million for their business. So get the cheat sheet. Right now, you don't need a grant writer. Yes, there's grants out there that require long proposals. These that I have, the ones on our tracker, do not. They're so simplified. Never, ever has there been a time where applying for grants has been this easy, ever. And never have there been a time that there were grants available like this for-profit businesses. Grants are always available for nonprofits. They're not always available, not like this, for-profit businesses. So they're available, right? And there's grants for COVID relief. There's grants for startups, grants for innovation, grants for supplies, right? Business supply. There's all types of grants out there. Research grants. There's all types of grants out there. So there's a grant with your name on it. You just have to be confident and be bold and go out there and get the grant that is for you. Okay. So this one definitely was for me. There's a lot more that are in the pipeline, but again, I do the same thing, and it doesn't take me a long time. These grants take me very little time to do it because I'm organized. I've already done it, so I approve it every time. I already have my write-ups together, so I just go back, and for each one I do similar, and I may have to tweak it, but it doesn't take me a long time to be able to do these applications. When I applied for Facebook, it might have taken me 20 minutes, because in part one, I told you I did have to do a write-up. It was one short write-up, like 300 words. So if you have 300 words, you have to be really impactful in a few words, right? So they may tell you, 100 words. They may tell you in a video, you have 60 seconds to tell me why I need to give you this grant, right? So they're all different. But these are opportunities for you right now they're here now, they may never come again. And they're competitive, and they have very short timelines. Some of these are only open like 5 days and you need to apply quickly. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Use our tools, get the cheat sheet. It's in the show notes. If you want it, let me know. I'll make sure that you get the link to it, to that, and to the tracker, but it will be in the show notes. I will also pin it in the comments. Please do share, again, these tools. Let people know that these tools are available, so they can get these tools for themselves and start getting to work and applying for grants. Before I close out, I just want to mention that there are 3 new grants available. I mentioned 2 in my previous video, but eBay has a grant for its eBay seller. So if you're an eBay seller, no one who knows someone who is, they're offering $10,000 grants for eBay sellers. Okay. If you again know anyone, let them know. Comcast also has a $10,000 grant that they are offering. This is part of a bigger initiative, a multi-year initiative, and they're going to be offering grants on a quarterly basis. They just actually announced awardees of the first round. I think they awarded like 200 businesses grants. So they are doing it this quarter, and then they will be announcing the winners, I believe, in February of 2021. So the applications are open now. So apply while you can. That is the Comcast. That is a $10,000 grant. And then one of the newest ones that was recently announced is Gusto has partnered with iFund Women and is offering a $2,500 grant. Now, for all of you startups, if you're a startup, let me know in the comments. You're asking me, where are the grants? You can't find them. This one is for early stage small business women businesses. Early stage women businesses, $2,500. And these grants come with 2 of these grants come with even more, like mentorship or ad credits. When you go to the grant on the grant tracker, you will see all the details about all the other things that come along with the grant if you should be awarded. That's another benefit, is that these programs often come with mentorship from experts, right? From these big corporations, right? That normally you might have to pay thousands of dollars for, that you get for free because you're a grant awardee. Ad credits, right? To make more money, to help you get in front of more people. So the opportunities are there. So again, this is Gusto. That's for women, minority women businesses, and eBay sellers, and Comcast are for minority businesses. So do look at the eligibility requirements. If you're eligible, act quickly. Make sure you get your application in. Don't go into it blindly. Make sure that you are prepared, because I know some of you apply and you don't have a clue what they're asking for, and you're not prepared when you apply, or you answer the few questions they ask in the beginning, but when they get to that next step that I told you, they send you that follow-up email, and you don't have what they're asking for. Get the cheat sheet. It is available. Bookmark the tracker. Okay. So that is my story. That is part 2 of how I won the Facebook grant and how they chose me. And I'm so glad that they did. Congratulations to you all the other ones who have won the grant. If you win it, please do come back and let me know. You can put it in the comments here. You can shoot us an email at hello@SheBossTalk. We are happy to hear your testimonials and then share it with others and let them know it is possible that grants are being awarded, right? This is real. So money is real, grants are real, and you can get it for your business too. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, as always, continue to be the boss with amplified impact and continue to stay safe and in good health out there because, again, COVID is on the rise. We have to protect ourselves and protect our loved ones that are around us and our neighbor. Be friendly to your neighbor and make sure that we all stay safe and we get through this pandemic. That we're in this together. Know that. So be a help to your fellow man. Pay it forward. Okay? Pay it forward. Do something to help someone else. One small action can make a big impact and save somebody's life, can save someone's business. So just continue in that mindset and you will be successful. You'll be successful. So thank you so much.